what we saw in the Negev in the past 2 years, you see much more enforcement of the law. You see much less illegal building. You see even in issues we don't have enough time right now, but issues like polygamy. The place around the world that has the most polygamy is Israel. The Negev in Israel has the most issues of polygamy.
I didn't think we were going there. Okay. Wow. But that's a huge issue. A huge issue.
Of not enforcing the law, but it has to do with land issues because the Bedouin the Bedouin halacha, okay, the laws of the Bedouin, you can't have two women in one structure in one building. So you have to build another structure to house the other woman. So if you're able to build how many homes you want in the Negev, in the desert.
You're telling me that all these anti-Israel radical lefty lunatics are actually supporting the polygamy movement? And
Absolutely. We tried to prevent that from happening. Yeah. Not only that, Israel was encouraging it because they were giving out all
sorts of social welfare payments for what they call it extensive families, not extended families, extensive families, which means you can have 1, 2, 3, 4 wives. You can have 60 children, 70 children. You have all of these people, and the state of Israel was encouraging this, not only with social welfare benefits, especially for women who weren't considered part of extensive families. And the state of Israel is also giving out free plots of land per wife, which is how this all... What? Yes. So we were essentially encouraged.
What is that saying? The state of Israel is giving out a plot of land per wife to Bedouin families?
We talked about that the state is giving out plots of land, but then, if you have another wife, you need to put her some... So Israel is giving out another... depends on how many illegal wives they have. And now, the law in Israel... it's not as if you have one law for the Bedouins.
You have law.
You have a law, right? It applies to all citizens. So it's illegal to have polygamy. However, because of the Bedouin culture and because of the fact that they do have another wife, so Israel was giving out free plots of land. So what happened was Bedouins were, I'm sorry for using this word, were purchasing women in other places of Israel, married them, got another plot of land, and divorcing them, but he has another plot of land. Or just not divorcing them, but now he gets another income because now he has more wives. So now he has more kids. Now he gets more money because he has a bigger family.
And these additional wives, in order to gain benefits, are listed as single mothers. They continue to have children with a person either that they are not married to or a person who they're purportedly divorced from. So you have an exponential... The fastest growing population on planet Earth, by the way, is the Bedouin sector in the Negev. It doubles in size at this point every 13 and a half years. This is not sustainable. And the 70%...
And they're not paying taxes on...
Not only are they not paying taxes, but 70% of the income in the Bedouin sector in the Negev, 70% of all income comes from government handouts of one kind or another. And this is a population that doubles in size every 13 years. We cannot overlook this. Every taxpayer in Israel, without knowing it, is supporting the practice of polygamy, is supporting the essentially trafficking in women, is supporting the use of children as a welfare scheme and a land theft scheme. And it has to stop.
So, but just to understand, I know it's a huge issue.
No, like my head is going to explode.
Just to understand, well, the Bedouins are like any other population in the world. It's
more or less 50% women, 50% female, right? Women and men, right? So if each Bedouin has 2, 3 wives, where are they coming from? Okay, so they used to come from Gaza before the fence was built. They came in from Sinai, and they're mainly coming from Hebron, from Palestinian Authority. Now, a woman that grew up in the school in Hebron, as you said earlier, UNRWA educated, are they pro-Israel or do they believe in the...
I don't think that they have a picture of Herzl on their wall.
Right. So 70 years ago, the Bedouins of the Negev were many of them were pro-Israel. Till today, there's a bunch, the part of the Bedouin sector that serves in
I have one on my Al-Qim family, right?
Really, there are
families within, but they are a fraction of the Bedouin community. Today, out of the age that is supposed to be drafted into the army, less than 1% goes in and drafts into the army. Why? Because today, most of the Bedouins living in the Negev are actually either children or grandchildren of Palestinian women that came from Hebron or from other places in Judea and Samaria or from Jordan. They are not going to send their child to fight the uncle in Gaza. Okay, so this is a huge issue that it definitely has to do with Israel's security, Israel's future, and Israel's land.
And I'll add into that, I participated in recently, we're part of a national task force, an interministerial task force about polygamy, which we helped jumpstart. And representatives of the Bedouin community itself came to speak at a recent meeting of all the ministries. And they themselves are, they're very, very, very concerned, as they should be, about the loss of their own culture to this phenomenon, because Bedouin culture is being completely Palestinianized and overtaken. Over 25% of the population of the Bedouin of the Negev at this point are actually not Bedouin. They're Palestinian Arab. And that percentage will continue to grow. And the Bedouin population itself is now feeling those pressures. But at the beginning of this war, for example, the IDF actually arrested not one but two sisters of Ismail Haniyeh, who are married to Bedouin and living in Israeli towns and receiving Israeli support. And they and their children.
Right, I remember hearing that story, and everyone was so confused. Like, Ismail Haniyeh's sister lives in Israel?
So this is exactly it. But this is exactly how it happens.
So you have a reality like the city of Lahat, the biggest,
I bet in that.
right, so the biggest Bedouin town. So you have people in Lahat that were killed on October 7th by Palestinian terrorists, right? On the same time, you had Bedouins of Lahat hiding terrorists that sneaked into Israel, hiding them in their homes in Lahat. So it's a huge issue.
I'll say when I went to Rahat, shout out to the Al-Qim family. When I went in, I was just amazed by how just the construction. I went into their house. Their son fell on October 7th, and you see the Golani flag, you see the Israeli flag. So this is not, again, it's not a criticism of every single Bedouin family, the whole place, right? It's just illegal structures and cynical use of minority communities by foreign actors in trying to destabilize the state of Israel.